Hey guys, welcome back to Math at School. Today we're going to go over how to solve radical equations. An equation with a square root like this over the unknown variable of x. And I have an example problem that goes like this. Now, if you know how to solve for x in this equation, then go ahead, pause this video, solve it yourself, and post your answers in the comment section down below. Now, I'm going to reveal the correct answer in just minutes so you can check whether you got this question right or not. Now, for those of you who just want to watch me solve this step by step, you can stay tuned because I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so I have square root of x minus 2 is equal to x minus 2. In order to solve a problem like this with radical in an equation, what you need to do is to remember this formula. Now, square root of x is equal to a. In order to solve for x that's underneath the square root, what you need to do is square both sides of the equation. That way, you can remove the square sign that's hovering over the unknown value of x and set x equal to something. Now, if you have a little more complicated versions of the radical equation like this, where you have multiple radical expressions in one equation, no worries. You just put them all on one side like this, set it equal to a number like that, and square both sides. That way you can get rid of the square root like that. So, the best way to learn this method is to try employing these rules on actual problems. So let's solve this problem using those formulas that I just mentioned. Now, I have square root of x minus 2 on the left side, and on the right side, I do not have a radical. Now, first step is to square both sides because it's already sorted. I have a radical on one side and I don't have a radical on the other side. So it's all sorted out. The next step is to square both sides. If I do that, on the left side I get x minus 2, and on the right side I'll have to square x minus 2, and this is the same thing as what? A plus b squared, or a minus b squared. It's the same thing, and if you have it remembered, that's fine. If you didn't, well, I would advise you to have it remembered for the time being. A plus b squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, and a minus b squared is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So using these rules, I can handle the right side of the equation. So my a will be x, my b will be 2, and there's a negative sign. So this will be equal to a minus b squared, and that's equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, where a is x and b is 2. And if I solve that out, I have x squared minus 4x plus 4. So I'm going to put that on the right side of the equation. All right, that looks a lot better. Now let's combine like terms and simplify. I have x squared, only one term of that. I have negative 4x and x here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract x from both sides. I can have x on the left side eliminated, and on the right side I'll have negative 5x, and I will also add 2 to both sides to get rid of that negative 2 term on the left side, and on the right side I'll have plus 6, and that's all going to equal to 0. Now, that looks familiar. That is a quadratic equation where you will have to figure out two numbers. Okay, let's put 0 on the right side. This is a quadratic equation where you'll have to figure out two numbers that when multiplied gives me positive 6. So these two numbers multiplied will give me positive 6, and these two numbers added together will give me negative 5. So what are those two numbers? Well, let's try various numbers. 1 and 6, negative 1, positive 6. That's going to give me negative 6 when multiplied, positive 5 when added together, not going to work. 2 and 3 with a negative sign on somewhere. Negative 2 and 3 when multiplied will give me negative 6. How about negative 2 and negative 3? When multiplied, I'll get positive 6, and when added together, will get me negative 5. Okay, so negative 2, negative 3 works. All right, so from this expression, I can safely say that I can convert this quadratic equation into multiplication of two binomials, and one binomial is x minus 2, another binomial is x minus 3. So x minus 2 times x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, which means either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0, because when multiplied together, it got me 0. So for this expression to equal to 0, x will have to equal 2. And for this expression to equal 0, x will have to equal to 3. So x is either 2 or 3. And that's my final answer for this radical equation. So for you to finally successfully have figured out the value of x, you needed to know two things: how to deal with radical equations, and that is by putting all the radical part on the one side of the equation and putting all the non-radicals on the other side, squaring both sides to get rid of the radical sign. And then you also needed to know how to deal with a quadratic equation, coming up with two numbers that when multiplied gives me positive 6, and when added together gives me negative 5. So as long as you knew those two concepts, you could successfully reach the correct final answer, which is x is equal to 2 or 3. Alright, I hope this video helped, and if you want to review more radical equations questions like these and want to see video solutions to these problems, you can visit my website on www.mathit.school, where I have already posted these worksheets as well as video solutions to each and every problems that appear on these worksheets. Alright, so thanks for watching. Please like this video if this helped and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys with more videos. Bye!